Hello, I want to get on and share an insight that I had. It was yesterday morning, and I woke up, and as soon as I woke up, I was laying there in bed, and immediately I could feel this intense, kind of like a scratchy energy. It was definitely like an energy it was making me think that oh my gosh, I'm telecommuting today, but I'm going to be getting emails and things from people all day long. There's going to be issues or problems. It's kind of like this just energy that felt like there might be problems that I was going to need to resolve through work or some situations that would be coming up. And it struck me as being strange because usually the moment I wake up, I'm not feeling a vibration like that, especially so strongly. So I thought about it for a minute, laying there in bed. I often do this. I'll just be still for a little bit, close my eyes, and just be okay, what am I kind of feeling, sensing, noticing, experiencing right now? So as I was taking that all in, I was thinking to myself, no, I definitely don't want to have a day like that where I'm having those kind of problems or those experiences or feeling that particular way that I definitely don't want to feel. So what I decided to do is to very intentionally set my day. So I started with the moment I woke up, how I wanted to get up, get out of bed, get dressed, whatever I needed to do to get started. And then I intended to have really positive experiences during my work day and to feel great. And I just set my intention for things that I knew that I wanted to accomplish, the main points during the day, and definitely wanted to write a script in my mind and visualize it that I wanted to actually play out instead of having this energy that I immediately began to feel when I woke up, dictate my day and say how my day is going to go in the direction it's going to go in. And it served as a really great reminder, especially as we're moving into the new year, and intention setting is a really, really big thing at the beginning of every new year, to really live our lives in an intentional way. I think, and this is true for me, a lot of times what happens is we get so set in a routine. It's we have this job and we wake up every morning at a certain time and we know we're going to go there and we're going to be doing that all day, and then we come home, we have responsibilities, things to take care of, and we kind of know these things are going to happen because they're things that happen every day. So it becomes this pattern and this routine. And what that does is it takes us out of intentional living and puts us on this robotic kind of here I go again, another day repeating the same things. And it takes us out of our intentional living. So I think this just kind of served as a good reminder for me is every day we should be living intentionally. We all have goals, dreams, desires, things that we want to accomplish. And I feel that kind of falls by the wayside sometimes when these routine things just take precedence. So we have to be very intentional, and we have to remind ourselves that life is a creation. We are all here to create and to manifest, to go after our dreams and the things that we want, the things that interest us, the things that matter to us. And we should not get stuck on the hamster wheel of this robotic, oh, I got to do this again today. I got to do this again today. I got to do this again today. If you're doing these things, do things because you want to do them. Do them because they interest you, because they light you up, because it's things that matter to you. And if, you do have to go to your job and take care of that kind of business to pay the bills, I totally get that. But then make sure that you're also incorporating time every day to go after the things that matter to you and that interest you. And so setting intentions, maybe it's just the way you want to feel going throughout your day. Maybe it's, on a personal level, friends you want to make sure you're keeping in touch with, or maybe there's certain hobbies or activities you want to explore, just different goals that you might have for yourself, like personally or professionally. And we just don't want these things to like fall by the wayside. We really want to be intentional with our lives and intentional with the way that we're living our lives, because that's how we create. And going back to the way that I was speaking about how I was feeling when I woke up, it's like, if I would just let that vibration that was like running through me so strongly and feeling just so out of alignment dictate the direction of my day and just go with it, and instead of intentionally deciding how I want my day to go and just kind of being like, oh, okay, well, this is what's happening to me, so I'm just gonna let it happen, that is not intentional. That's where we run into trouble. And a lot of times these vibrations and these things come up, these feelings, maybe conflict with others, different scenarios that occur in our lives to teach us to live intentionally and to remind us that we need to set the higher intention, set the direction, create, not just allow things to happen to us without our, direct participation. We want to show up and be like, no, this is what I want to happen. This is what I want to happen. And so we're really just needing to be these conscious creators. And this was like a great reminder. And the other thing that I kind of want to add to that is that, a lot of times when we have dreams or goals, I think it's important to remember, and this comes up a lot for me, I've probably said it before, but that nobody else is going to ever do it like us. So no matter if you want to write, sing, draw, dance, create this, that, or the other, whatever it is that you want to show up and do in the world and be in the world, it's like, it doesn't matter if it's been done 100 times before or 1,000 times before, whatever, because nobody else is going to filter it and come through with the exact vibration that you offer. And your vibration might really help somebody else, because somebody could present something in a way and it just doesn't resonate with people. We've all had those experiences, like some teachers or, people offering different types of services, like they'll resonate with you and other ones won't. So like everybody is needed, and everybody is needed to show up in a way that is authentic to them, because it's going to speak to people in that particular way that only like you can offer. So definitely, if there's a passion, a dream, a desire in your heart, it is there for you to manifest it. It is there because it is trying to come through and out and come through you and be created through you. So if you have something that you've been thinking about doing, maybe putting off, like, especially with it being like the new year, like just write it down and write down maybe how you can get started on it, or some way you can begin to like explore that area, how you can start presenting it and be involved with it. Because I think the worst thing we can do is not follow through on our passions, interests, and desires. They're always there for a reason. They're there to help us, they're there to help other people. And it's just like the thing about when we get these like desires and interests, it's like our intuition is basically, we don't know in advance like all the ways, all the myriad of ways that it's going to help us, help people, help the world, inspire others, whatever it may be. So it's like, the one thing we do know is like, it's there for a reason, and we're meant to be following through on this and expressing ourselves in this way, which is super healthy and super important, because if we're not expressing ourselves, we're repressing, and that ends up like depressing, and it's definitely going in the wrong direction. You'll feel it on a soul level. And so it's super important to be expressing these things, these desires and interests that are coming through you, and sharing them with the world. That's all for now, and I wish everybody a happy new year. Bye.